I'm like cracking jokes here and there as Peter, and I have people chuckling on the line and stuff. And then I get to the front, and I grab the microphone, and it's like, I'd like 2 hot dogs or mustard. Wait. This is in the cafeteria. Damn it, Meg, you told me this was a cafeteria. And these girls are sitting there looking at me like, what is happening right now? Like, is this guy, like, for real? And, you know, I did my little spiel. I went to the back of the room, figuring, you know, it's crashing the costume contest. I wasn't going to win. I was wearing green pants and a white shirt. It's not fair for me to win. And they asked me to come back to the front. I was like, oh, great. They could probably yell at me for making all the jokes about everybody's costumes. And they were like, can you keep the crowd entertained while we try to figure out who the winners are? Now, I had never, like, performed in a public forum like this where you just put me on the spot and I just had to get up and go. But somehow I was able to improvise my way through a stand-up routine as Peter Griffin, working the crowd. I had Goku LARPing against Superman in the crowd. It was really very funny. And somebody from a website called Kotaku happened to be there and wrote a whole article and posted a video of me doing the stand-up routine. And that got even more views than the vertical video from New York Comic Con. I think that got like 1.5 million views. I was like, damn, people really want this. So one of my best friends, Eric, that I used to work at my previous job at, went to Quinnipiac College, and 2 of his roommates were film students. And he showed them the video of me doing that stand-up routine, and they're like, we love this guy. We want to kind of do a deeper dive and find out, you know, why does he do this, and, you know, how did this whole thing start, you know, like to tell the official story to real life Peter Griffin. So he asked me, I remember I was sitting by a pool at Dragon Con in Atlanta, Georgia, which if you've never been there, it's like nerdy gras. It's like literally like days of partying, like 4 o'clock in the morning getting beers with Batman, partying. And I was like, yeah, you know, what do I care? I was like, I'm going to get my own New York Comic Con tickets. I can't get them for other people. They're like, oh, don't worry about that. You know, they're gonna follow you around with a camera. They're gonna come to your house the night before, and they're just gonna interview you. And they ask you, you know, about Comic Con and why you go there and what does it mean to you. And I did that interview, and I was very candid about it. You know, I've always been an open book. I'm not a bullshit artist. I've never been good at that. So I laid it all out there. You know, I'm a cosplayer because it makes me feel good. You know, I go back to my mundane job and I live my mundane life, but then I go to these conventions and people are pulling out their phones like I'm some kind of celebrity. And it was like this high that I was chasing almost. So that was New York Comic Con 2014. We didn't post the video until January 15th. They had 20 plus hours of footage of me walking around in this interview and this and that, and they whittled it down to like 3 minutes and change. And we posted this video, and my God, did that thing go viral immediately. I think by the end of the first or second day, we had well over 3 million views. To this day, it's 17 million views and climbing, that one video. And that's what changed everything for me. Inside Edition sent a car to my house and interviewed me at the Palisades Mall. Entertainment, people, I mean, you name it. If it was a media outlet, there was an article about me. And the most surreal thing was that there were people talking about me in countries and languages that I can't speak. And it's like, Peter Griffin, Robert Franzese. I'm like, these people are talking about me. Like, what did I do? I'm just dressed up like a cartoon character. I'm doing something that 1 million other people are doing. But I guess what set me apart from like the typical cosplayer is that I personified the character. I was able to improvise, I was able to voice act, and kind of pair all of that together to create the perfect storm. That's the real life Peter Griffin. And honestly, to this day, I mean, yes, you know, it's been financially kind to me over the years because I now have Cameo, I have a monetized YouTube channel, and that wasn't a straight, you know, to stardom kind of thing. I've learned some hard lessons about life, about trusting friends, and you know, I've had to start over again multiple times. You know, when I created my LLC, my friends didn't want to do it anymore, so I ended up having to buy them out and start over. Then another friend kind of like took advantage of me kind of like undervaluing myself, because that's always been one of my biggest problems. I've always undervalued myself, and that's probably why I haven't gone further with the Peter Griffin thing. and I ended up having to create a whole new YouTube channel and a whole new Facebook page because that all got taken away from me. But from that, I don't know if it was spite or inspiration, but I ended up getting myself to learn how to edit my own videos, get the gear that I needed to shoot them professionally. And I'm a one-man production team now. And I have a silver play button on YouTube, which is insane. I think I'm at 322,000 subscribers on YouTube. I got over 600,000 on TikTok now. That was another one that they kind of dragged me into and landed me back on Inside Edition. Inside Edition ended up interviewing me a second time because of my TikTok, because I did, hey Lois, diarrhea, and people, 10 million views. You believe that? 10 million views. Hey Lois, diarrhea. Hey, I to my kids one day, hey Dad, what's your legacy? Well, I have a long story about that, you know.